Okay, so this is tactical analysis for our attacking play, and it's a shortened version, hopefully. So we play, our attacking shape is 1-3-4-1-2, the formation. So that's one goalkeeper, three centre-backs, four midfielders, one attacking midfielder, and two strikers. If you have a look here, this is the Netherlands against Spain in the World Cup, and the Netherlands in blue with the circles around them is the same formation that we're playing. So you can see there they're kicking from right of the screen to the left, and you can see obviously the goalkeeper's off shot, out of shot, but you've got the back three there fairly well spread. You've got a line of four midfielders, and the front three, two strikers and an attacking midfielder. If you have a look in particular at the back seven, so that midfield four and the back three, you can see there again the goalkeeper's out of shot, but you can see the back three is spread fully the width of the box. The midfield four are pushed nice and high, almost at the halfway line, and the wing backs in particular really spread completely touchline wide. So we need that space so that we've got passing options to make the opposition run. The front seven, you can see the two strikers that are pretty much against the opposition's back four. You've got that attacking midfielder in behind them, which almost goes man to man with their defensive midfielder, two centre midfielders, and the two wing backs again there. Note here the depth and the width of the team when we're in possession. I've got one striker on the left of the screen that's just out of shot, and obviously the goalkeeper again is out of shot. But have a look at how deep, especially that back three on the right hand side of the screen, that centre back, the central one of the three, is a good 10-15 yards deeper than the left centre back and the right centre back, so that it's a triangle to be able to pass out, never in that straight line. Have a look at the midfield four. You've got the left wing back on the ball. The right wing back is still really far out wide on the touchline, to give that outlet if we switch play, and the two centre midfielders are there for support for a little back pass if needed. Up ahead on the left hand side of the screen you can see the attacking midfielder starting to look for the ball coming short, whereas the two strikers are offering to run in behind for the long ball over the top. Okay, so in order to develop our understanding of passing patterns and synchronized movements, we've got 5 basic patterns, but sorry, just 3 in this screen. So we need to be able to play out from the back, we need to be able to play around the opposition, and we need to be good at counter-attacking. I'll explain more in detail as we go through. So playing out from the back, we want to use the ball as well as possible and be brave enough to play out from the back, because this causes the opposition to be more spread, because if their forwards try and win it back, then that means we've got more space in midfield to pass the ball through. If their midfielders try and win it, it means we've got more space to get through to our attackers. So it's about pulling them out of position. In order for that to happen, we need the goalkeeper to roll the ball out and then offer for the back pass. We need the centre-backs to spread the full width of that 18-yard box and to drop it onto the edge of the 18-yard box. We need the midfielders to push up to the halfway line to give the defenders that space to receive the ball. And the strikers need to be sort of trying to force the defenders back as far as possible so that we can stretch them. So if we have a look here with the Netherlands, so the goalkeeper's got the ball, and you can see quite clearly the back three have spread the width of the box, and they're all looking for the pass. Midfielders are starting to push away. You can see their body language. They've turned away from the ball because they're walking towards the halfway line, expecting the goalkeeper to give it to the back three. So the goalkeeper here, you can see, has released the ball to the right-sided wing-back because he can see how much space is in front of him, and that right-sided centre-back, is starting to push on already, attacking that space. So when the right-sided centre-back picks up the ball, like in this position, he's got the he's in the square, obviously. He's got the right wing-back just ahead of him, but he's probably too close, and he's also got the opposition left-back right up his backside, basically, so he can't go into him. But the best pass for him is to try and go into the striker's feet. That's because it bypasses midfield. It means that their midfielders now are having to chase towards their own goal. Our midfielders are supporting but facing the way we're going. So that's the best option. Second option he's got is playing it in behind the opposition's fullback into that channel for the striker to run onto. But look for the striker's feet. Striker's movement then, he started to come short for the ball, but when he's noticed that the pass isn't going, he's now spinning in behind that striker, so he's looking to attack that space in behind. So that's the striker movement we're looking for. You can also see the attacking midfielders starting to come short side to side movements rather than up and down, who's coming towards the ball. And the other striker on the left, he's got his hand up there, number 9, he's offering for that big long diagonal pass over the top. So in this case, the right-sided centre-back decides to deliver the ball over the top, and you can already see now the striker's movement on the shoulder, so he's not going to be offside, and he's going to get in behind because there's so much space there because the opposition's fullback has been attracted to the wing-back, and it means that there's a space over the top. But the pass is poor quality and it's cleared in this case, but you get the idea. The next one then is playing around the opposition. In order to pull the opposition out of place and out of position to create space, we need to just use to try and disrupt their back four by passing around the back of them. So use the full width of the pitch, again touchline wide for those wing backs. Simple rule of straight pass for a diagonal run, and I'll explain that in a sec. Strikers make diagonal runs in behind the opposition fullback into the channels for a straight pass down the line, and support runs to exploit the space vacated centrally. So you can see here the ball's gone to the left-sided wing-back on this near side. You can see on the left-hand part of the screen we've got the 2 strikers against the opposition's back 4, and also 2 centre midfielders there, so it's 6 against 2 really. When he opens up, he's now got that attacking midfielder who's coming short inside he can go into, or just pass it around the fullback. And this is what this one's about, play round the fullback, so that we've already taken that back 4 and reduced it to a back 3. So as that fullback comes out, the left-sided wing-back has just passed it around him. The striker's got on side now, and he's come really wide into that vacated spot. So the fullback's pushed on too much, he's left a big space, give it to him. And now that back 4 has been disrupted and becomes a back 3. And then we can do the same again. The second striker's making that same diagonal run, but this time it's in place in behind the centre back. So the centre back's come across to cover the left back. So that 4 has been reduced to a 3, and now we can reduce it to a 2 with the same thing, straight pass down the line for the striker's diagonal run. The other one to notice is the attacking midfielder should really be making an effort to get onto that back post, get into the box. The timing of the runs then becomes important, and like you can see here, it's played round the back, but the player in the middle is calling for offside because the attacker's gone too soon. But just that very simple pass down the line past the fullback, then down the line again past the centre back for those 2 diagonal runs. And if he wasn't offside, he'd have been clear. He's one-on-one with the goalkeeper, he's got support players coming through, but as you can see, the referee's got his flag up on this one. So if you have a look at it from a different angle, left-sided wing-back's got it, striker has pulled into that vacated space because the opposition's fullback, the right back, has bombed on to press the ball. Pass it around him, and now it's same with the centre back. The centre back's like, well, I've got to go to the ball, I've got to cover my fullback who's out of position, but the second striker is running in behind him off his shoulder, and again straight line pass for a diagonal run, and you can see that he's making that run, and the centre back can't see his player behind him and the ball at the same time. Here you can see he's offside, literally just his knee, his lower leg and his foot, but that's enough to be offside. If he hadn't have been offside, he would have been clear through, but you can see the 2 defenders with their hands up, looking at the linesman, he's got his flag up. But if it hadn't have been, he would have been one-on-one with the keeper, and that could be a goal. So very simply, if we just have a quick look, pass it round the corner, and again, straight ball for a diagonal run, and we could have been in and goal. Alright, the other one that we've been working on then is attacking transition, so a counter-attack. How do we go from our defensive stage to attacking stage really quickly? So we need to get our setup point defensively, then we're looking for interceptions because that means our momentum's going forward, whereas the opposition's momentum is coming towards our goal. So it helps us break quickly rather than a big tackle. We need to move the ball forward quickly, and we need to support in a dynamic way, so to really sprint into that box or sprint beyond the ball carrier to give them a forward option. So our setup point, we've we've got the 2 strikers have split to look after the opposition fullbacks. The attacking midfielder pushes on to that defensive midfielder of the opposition. So our attacking midfielder ends up being the highest of that 3, and you can see it's a little triangle. In behind them, we've got our 2 centre midfielders that can go man-to-man, and you'll notice that also one of the centre backs has crept into midfield to support. This allows them midfield pressing, so when that ball is played into midfield, the opposition's midfield, because our two centre midfielders can go man to man, get really tight, there's no chance for them to turn with the ball, and the only way they can go is back again. When we get it to one side, this allows us to really be defensively compact and go and squeeze them in. All 10 outfield players there are in 2/3 width of the pitch. They're all on the centre circle towards the right, so less than 2/3 of the pitch, really squeezing. And in terms of the depth, from the strikers to the centre backs, I would say that's only about 20 yards, 25 yards at the most. It's about the same as the length of the centre circle. Really compact squeeze in play, forcing a mistake. When the mistake inevitably comes, we're looking at regaining possession and using it as quickly as possible. So not only is our team just being squeezed on one side of the pitch, that means the opposition are as well. You can see how many white shirts are there, which obviously means on this near side, just out of shot, there's tons of space. As that centre-back gets it, he's already looking at switching play. And then we can see here, very quick switch. And then we're back into the other thing that we just had a look at. Run with the ball, can we play it around the corner, play it round them, play it down the line, straight pass for a diagonal run. So we have got 5 patterns as it says there, but just the 3 that we're focusing on. Playing out from the back, really important because we need to make them come onto us to try and win it back, which creates space for our midfielders and attackers to exploit. When we've got the ball wide, let's just play round them, disrupt their back 4, make their back 4 into a back 3, then if we can play it again, we make it into a back 2. So much space, they're so sort of dishevelled and all over the place, we can exploit it. And the counter-attack, set up point, defensively solid, when we win it, switch it quickly, get it to where the space is, and go at pace. Okay, hope that helps.